You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, I am now going to be playing part 2 of this. So, last time, we went through a lot. It's full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on.
Please.
She steps closer.
Oh!
One. I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right? She knows that we're here.
Wait, shit, you're right.
And then you're gone. Just like
I see your point. Like, a lot. I also tried fiddling with my audio a bit so it sounds better this time. And let's continue.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
No, it won't. Honestly, we're just gonna go to the cabin again. No use
You make your
talking
way
to
up
this
the
guy.
short path to the
We already
cabin.
learned that, well,
You'll find the
we don't
princess
trust
within.
him. He leads to bad things.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I don't believe a word that this guy says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Oh yeah, I guess everyone reset. So even the voice of the hero.
Ignore him. He
and
doesn't know
we
what he's
don't have
talking
the voice
about.
of the other guy. What was his name? The Paranoid, I think. And the question is it gonna look the same as the last time? Like the first time?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
So we need to figure out how to get her out. Do we leave it and we don't bring it this time? Or
The
do we
blade
take it?
is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You know what I'm gonna do this time? I'm gonna pretend that I'm following him.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I'm gonna pretend that I'm listening to him when I'm not. That's what I'm gonna do.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Just checking in on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Nope.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Look at her.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Still that empty one.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task
No,
at
we've
hand.
seen the other side of her, but she was still beautiful.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What? No way! Why would you ever think that? Or even
That
think-
giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
No.
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Oh no, we're not following your orders.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
I'm not here to kill you. I've been told things, but I'm not sure what to believe.
Believe me.
No.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Huh? Like break the chain with it?
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
Yeah, we can break the chain with it.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
To break the chain?
She is. I'm sure of it.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
I don't think so.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
You didn't give detail either. How long have you been dead?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Do you? I see. The silent treatment. You know, if you don't share with me, well, I'm not going to share with you. Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
I mean, I knew what I was going to do.
You know why you're here.
I do.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Fair.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there's any key, do you have any ideas?
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
So we're not alone. And it can't be that creature from outside because they can't interfere with us. So there's something else at play. However, we know that the narrator makes stuff. So the narrator did this to try and keep us in here.
Is someone else here?
It's the narrator.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Because you're narrating it.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
The narrator's not letting us go.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Because there's nothing out there.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
But we already know if we slay her, upset. And we know that, well, she can totally destroy us anyways. And I can't just kill her, because then I die.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
But I wonder.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Untrue.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yes.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of
We'll
here.
break those chains.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
We'll break the chains, it's fun. Save the princess, slay the princess. We're saving her.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
It's right here. Aim right here. Wait, is this thing bloody now? Wait, is this the dagger? This is my hand. The cursor's my hand. It's right here, not here.
You cut into her flesh.
I don't like this.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Yeah.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the
Paranoid,
world.
though, to help us out. Because Paranoid can fight him.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the
No,
blade.
the narrator's using his power.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do
We
that.
don't have Paranoid to help us.
Watch me.
Slay.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
I'm gonna keep resisting.
The blade. Move the blade.
How about no?
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
No, now I'm gonna die again, aren't I?
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
You sound so annoyed now.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Chapter 2. The Prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to
What
slay
voice are
her.
we gonna get this time?
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
because you don't remember.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Voice of a skeptic.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Yeah, we'll just go.
A
No use
warning
bantering with
before
this
you go
guy.
any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
You will manipulate and
Don't believe a word she
bend
says.
reality to a whim, because you are the narrator.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Wink. I love that so much.
Did you just say wink out loud?
Yeah, he did. He went wink.
No, I didn't.
Wink.
Wink.
I love that.
Just ignore this clown and focus
This
on the
clown.
princess.
This clown. It's actually really cool on my things, the hand. Is it gonna look the same as last time? Is it gonna look different?
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Who is the Malekith of them all?
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of
I
grime.
just realized the narrator makes it goes away.
You reach forward
That's why
and
it
rub your hand
disappears.
against the cabin wall.
'Cause he
I
doesn't
hope you know
want
how
us to see
ridiculous
it.
you look right now.
That's why. That's why it disappears. He doesn't want us to see it.
But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
I like these other voices that appear.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
Why? Why not? We're not gonna slay her. We've already decided this. Unless we need this to counteract.
Are you sure? What if she... I don't
Yeah.
know, turns it against us? Which I'm bringing up in a purely
The
hypothetical
first
manner.
time we beat each other. The second time, I grabbed it out of fear. The other time I grabbed it to trick the narrator, but this time the skeptic's saying I should take it.
Yes, I'm sure. Turns it against you. She's a prisoner here. She'll
Why?
only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's
Do
an
I-
existential threat
Do
to
I
the
get
entire
take
world.
it or not? Like, do I get to say I don't?
Okay. I'm trusting you.
I don't want to take it.
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go. Wonderful. You do exactly
I don't
that,
gotta say.
sweeping the knife from the table before proceeding to the basement.
That's weird.
Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it.
True.
No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless.
Use it on
Moving
what?
on.
On her? On ourselves?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Different.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Is that... It's been a while.
Does she remember us?
Yeah.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you,
Different.
the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
She's like way more captured now.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck?
Yeah.
Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything,
No, but
they'll make
here's
your
my
job easier.
question. If the narrator makes all of this happen, and he doesn't remember, unless he's bullshitting, And he does remember. Maybe he does remember what happened last time, and that's why. I wonder. Oh, do I wonder.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
She looks cute. I'll sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you
This
before you
might be
get too
for
close,
me.
holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
I'll listen to her.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
I might get trapped in this otherwise.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions, and I've been your own. What happened after I died last time? You have a chain on the wall. How's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
I really want to, but I need to get her out. Slay the princess, no.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I want to.
And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
But I mean, the idea of us both stuck here together is kind of romantic.
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe
I
it
wouldn't
will.
put my wrist into it first. I'd try and lock it without.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate. But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
We could get stuck here forever. But she wanted us to.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
What is this banter?
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Damn.
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now? Yes.
Oh!
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
I got myself imprisoned like a bug.
What are we supposed to do now? Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
You're the one who said we should do it.
That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch? No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Yep. Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Maybe we'll see someone else. Her eyes widened.
Nope.
Just like me for real.
That's rude.
Oh. She knew.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something.
The
Waiting
fact
for
that we
anything.
haven't died yet means that I think it'll still go on.
This is so boring.
Unless we get trapped again.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes.
Are we just gonna die?
And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
The narrator's annoying.
And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work. I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then they get larger and larger.
I don't like small talk, remember?
Still rude. You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us had started
That's what
to
I'm
erode.
thinking.
She hasn't starved. I guess she hasn't.
Magic.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. And then... And... I think he's gone.
Oh, is the stuff gonna come?
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us. So this is the outside world. It's cold.
I still got her outside. Mission accomplished. But you not get the chance to respond. Nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared, but this is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in a long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart.
I thought the other one is your heart.
Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
I thought the other was gonna be your heart.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
I see.
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond.
So then we're gonna make
My
her a
waters
river.
are shallow and murky,
So like
and I yearn for more
2
perspective.
more times, probably?
You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you. I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods,
Alright.
and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So, I'm going to leave this one off here, as I think that leaving each of them off after reset is a pretty solid idea. It's around 30 minutes, so yeah. I will say, I hope it's an interesting story for anyone who's watching. I will continue the series regardless if it, is well received or not, but I want to do at least one playthrough of a game. And I hope my mic was better. This time I tried to fix my gain settings. I realized that after playing a whole bunch of League and everything, my settings were a little bit skewed for other games, so I tried to smooth that over and fix that. And I also like this game because I can do a little bit of voices. But I hope it's well received. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And I will see you guys on part 3. Bye-bye!